All right, well, I haven't had that happen in a long time. What's up, guys? My name is Sam Becker, and if this is the first time that we're meeting, it is truly an honor to make your acquaintance. I'm so happy that you're here. Please consider subscribing to this channel where we talk all about fear, anxiety, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, how to overcome all those things. A lot of mindset tricks and hacks and lifestyle hacks and confidence hacks and all that stuff, right? So if you're looking to grow in 2024, which we are fresh into, please consider subscribing. So let's get to the video. All right, well, I haven't had this happen in a very, very long time, but I woke up last night at around 3:30 in the morning or so with massive anxiety. And for a while, I couldn't figure out, why, what was going on, what was happening. Because as you probably know, when you are going through anxiety, you have these gears in motion. They're spinning like crazy, and you're trying to slow them down, but also understand why it's happening. And those two don't mix. Trying to get to the answer quick and try to figure out how to make it stop altogether. That's really difficult to have happen to you, let alone trying to figure out how to manage it. It just kind of snuck up behind me in the middle of the night where it's like, hey, I'm here. You ain't gonna sleep tonight, right? So as I'm sitting there, I sit up and I'm like, okay, my chest feels like I'm gonna have some trouble breathing if I don't get this under control quick, as you probably may have encountered in your life before. Hopefully not, but if you have, you can resonate with this, right? And that's the feeling of, the panic attack coming on, the panic attack of with all the symptoms in place where you can't breathe, rapid heart rate, maybe you're a little bit dizzy, maybe you're a little bit nauseous, but for me, the chest tightness and the locked breathing, I guess you could call it, was very close to happening. It wasn't full-blown panic attack, but it was definitely heavy anxiety, more than I'm really used to having lately. So it just kind of snuck up on me, right? I don't know if it was the pressure of the holidays and just kind of transitioning to the new year or whatever, but I needed to figure it out. I needed to figure it out quick before that happened, right? So I'm standing there, I'm sitting in my bed, I sit up and I start thinking, okay, all right, I got this. I know how to deal with this. And I start thinking to myself, what tools do I have that I can just pull out of my arsenal and start to use? What tools can I use right now that will help me combat whatever racing thoughts and worry that I have going on right now? And I'll tell you my two things that really, really, really helped ground me. And these two things are going to change your life, no matter if you're stressed, no matter if you're anxious, no matter if you're scared of something, right? Because this was actually a trigger from many years ago, my first panic attack, where I was actually trying to sleep. I felt the anxiety coming on. This is way before any of my massive tools came into place, right? So I sit up, I get out of bed, and boom, panic attack. So naturally, I thought same thing was going to happen. I'm having anxiety. If I get out of bed, that's what's going to happen. If I get out of bed, we already know what's going to happen, panic attack. So I had to start to realign the way that I was thinking. And here are the two tips. Number one, I sit up and I immediately start to control my breathing. Immediately. Now, how did I do that? Just use very simple box breathing. You can look it up on YouTube, but I'll go ahead and put that in the comments as well if you want to check it out. Box breathing is very simple, right? You essentially just do your breathing in the same kind of pattern of for example, your 4 count, right? You breathe in for 4 seconds, and then you hold your breath for 4 seconds, and then you exhale for 4 seconds, and then you leave your lungs empty for 4 seconds, and then repeat as necessary, right? So I must have done that, 3 or 4 times before I started to feel some instant relief from it. And I was actually doing 7 counts instead of 4, because I like to, have the deeper kind of thing. But you'll find your number. Just practice it and you'll find it. But that's number one. Very, very simple. These are not revolutionary things that you've never heard before, probably. But I want to tell you firsthand that it helped me tremendously last night as I was kind of, being woken up by this dark presence that was just trying to, rattle my brain for a second. So number one is the box breathing. I did that several times and it helped so much. I already started to feel, okay, that feeling of I'm gonna lose my breath any minute now. Real quick, if you're enjoying this content, then I know that you're gonna enjoy my free Fear and Anxiety into Unstoppable Confidence crash course. And I got that linked right in the description, ready to rock for you. So please feel free to click the link below and check it out. All right, back to the content. Now I'm gonna lose the ability to breathe. Is gonna happen any second now, right? So I got that under control. That went away after 3 or 4 of the box breathings. And I just kept doing it while I started to figure out everything else. Once I got the repetitions down, I got the momentum down, I got the pattern down, it was on autopilot at that point. Now I was just trying to think about, okay, I'm picturing this big old ball of yarn. What's going on? I got to start tugging away at these little pieces of yarn, right? Because it's just a big ball of anxiety that you're trying to make sense of it, let alone at 3 a.m. You're trying to figure this out. Half asleep. I don't have coffee. Hold on, anxiety. Let me get some coffee. I'm not ready for this yet. I'm not ready for you yet. Let me get my coffee. Pretty sure that's not how it works. Anyway, so what I would do was just sit there and think about what is really bothering me. Slow down. Do my box breathing. Slow down, tug at the things, right? All the yarn, the string, whatever you want to call it. Start tugging at that, and I start figuring out what was really bothering me, right? And then what I had to next face, right? So that's the second step of what was happening. The second thing that really helped me was something I made up on the fly. I made it up completely on the fly, and hopefully this might help you if you're scared to do anything, more so with anxiety-related stuff, like anxiety is holding you back. Like for me, for example, I was afraid to get out of bed at that point. I had to use the restroom. Let me just address the elephant in the room, right? I had to use the restroom, so I had to get up, had to go to the restroom, had to wash my hands, had to get back in bed, and then get comfortable again. I didn't want to deal with any of that, right? Not with anxiety on my mind. So what I did was, once I got my breathing under control, once I got my mindset under control, once I realized that there's things I can pull out, things were okay, I had to address these monsters that were waiting for me outside of bed, right? They're not really monsters. I didn't see anything. I'm not in like this crazy mindset. I'm thinking irrationally, right? For some reason, I thought that getting out of bed meant panic attack. So what I needed to say was, getting out of bed means using the restroom, means getting back into bed and going back to sleep. Getting out of bed, therefore, does not equal panic attack. And as soon as I started to wrap my head around that, just box breathing, getting out of bed does not mean panic attack. And I said it again, empty lungs. Breathe it in. Hold, and on the exhale, I literally said to myself, getting out of bed does not mean panic attack. Then, to take it a step further, all I did was started to imagine that there was these little creatures, right? And these little anxiety monsters hiding in the background, right? I'm laying down, I get up, and they're right there, like waiting for me, like, oh man, he's about to get up. Let's go. Let's jump on him, guys. Let's jump on him, right? So I'm just thinking, all right, I'm in control. I'm in charge. So I'm going to glare back at them. So I visualize, this isn't really happening. It's all in my mind. Again, everything starts within the mind. If you can rewrite the story, then your anxiety gets less and less, right? Your fear, your self-doubt, all that stuff. So I started to visualize my intimidation towards these anxiety creatures, right? Again, all made up. And I'm just looking at them. I'm like, I'm in charge. Thanks for being here. What do you guys think you're going to do? What do you think you're going to do? And suddenly I just started visualizing them going like bowing their head down a little bit, like, okay, well, I guess nothing. We'll go somewhere else, And as I got out of bed with that momentum of feeling empowered, I decided this is the time to get up. Long story short, these tips really helped me really transform what used to be an exact, like, it was a weird situation where it happened to be exactly the same, scenario from the first panic attack. So this time it was, instead of going to bed, I was woken up with anxiety and still needing to get up out of bed, but this time it was different because I was able to rewrite that story. So my message to you is, no matter what story you're telling yourself, it doesn't mean that it's true. Okay, that goes with everything. Unless it's actually proven to be true. That's a totally different story. But the story you're telling yourself, right? How you grew up is what you deserve to get in life, all that stuff. I have anxiety, I can't do anything great, or I'm too scared to do whatever. This is not going to be able to be something that I could do. I can't ask for a raise. I haven't been at work that long, right? All these things. You're telling yourself these stories, and I want you to pay attention really closely to the way that you talk to yourself, especially in 2024. Brand new year. If that means anything to you, then let's start with the right mindset. Start with the right mindset. Tell yourself a good story. Like, getting up out of bed doesn't mean panic attack. Okay, that might not be super relevant to you, but for what it is, for what it's worth, you can probably grasp and apply that to your own unique situation. And if you need some help, I'm here to support you. Feel free to check out the link down below in the comments. I'm here to help you. There's a free resource for you. I hope you enjoy it. And honestly, here's to you. Thank you for being here. Cheers to you and your family and your loved ones. Happy 2024. I'm starting mine off with an anxiety attack, but it doesn't mean that you have to. So you're in charge. I'm in charge. We're the captains of our own ship. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. All right, take care.